Oi, you!
Curse: The Eye of Isis is a horror game developed by Asylum Entertainment and released in 2003. And it's, not the best. Imagine if you combined Night at the Museum, The Mummy, and classic Resident Evil, but you remove all of the things that made them good. This might seem harsh, and I'm not trying to poop on the people who made it, but this may be one of the most boring games I've ever had the displeasure of playing. It has some cool ideas, but none of them are implemented well. It has a lot of bad design choices, and some technological problems. You'll see what I mean.
I have a bad feeling about this trip.
So come on, let's talk about it. You need to suffer with me. The game starts in Victorian London in 1890. A museum has an ancient artifact called the Eye of Isis. You know, like the name of this game. A ninja is attempting to steal it, but the second he touches it, a spooky yellow gas is released, spreading and infecting all of the employees. If I had a physical copy of this game, I would release my own yellow gas upon it. Our main character, Darian, is approaching the museum to meet his lady friend. Don't get excited, they're just friends. They're supposed to meet up to look at the artifact, but the police aren't letting anyone in because there's been a robbery.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid the museum's closed to the public.
What? The area is closed off, so do we need to trick the police into letting us in? Or maybe we need to sneak around and find another way in? No, of course not. We just go inside. I will give the game at least one compliment. The setting is kind of unique. I don't think I've ever played a survival horror game set at the end of the 19th century, or one in a museum. You might also notice how the camera isn't really fixed. It's following you. It's cool and cinematic. But because of that, we don't have charming and vibrant pre-rendered backgrounds like in Resident Evil. The camera is generally fine, but will start causing issues later. Shortly after entering, we find Abdul Wahid. He's a friend of Darian's father.
I am Abdul Wahid, sir. I am honored to have worked with your father on his many expeditions in my country.
You know my father? I've never heard him talk of you. Not when he was capable of talking lucidly, anyway.
Please, Darian. He knew me well enough to entrust me with these papers. See, they are written in his own hand.
Apparently, this person knows our daddy and gives us a note from him. How did he know where to find us? Stop asking questions. Time to read the note. Our daddy has been locked up in an asylum for the last years of his life because people thought he was insane. Turns out, he's not crazy. He was just doing some research about a spooky dangerous artifact that can destroy humanity, which then controlled him and made him act in a violent way. So yeah, not crazy. He messed around with something he shouldn't have, and it destroyed their family. He tasks Darian with stopping this evil power. So what exactly is this evil force? How do we destroy it? Why would he explain anything? That would make too much sense. Here, son, go destroy this ancient evil. How, daddy? I don't know, figure it out, stupid poopy face. More importantly, Abdul is not an actual person. At least not gameplay-wise. He's our save point and our item box. You can store items inside of him. He will literally follow you throughout the entire game. He just somehow shows up no matter where you go, so you'll always have a chance to save your game as much as you want. Who needs a typewriter? Or a notepad? I've got a portable human checkpoint with me.
Please, if there is anything I can help you with.
So after not really learning much of anything, we find a dead police officer. We take his club and continue to search for our lady friend, which is the reason we're here in the first place, and suddenly we encounter the first enemy. yellow piss fog resurrected the dead officer. It turned most of the people here into zombies, with an open chest for some reason. We can hit them with our club. We hit them so hard that yellow farts start to come out of them. If there are nearby corpses, it will resurrect them as well. You might think, oh, so there's a bit of strategy here. We need to avoid killing enemies next to corpses. We need to lure the enemies away from them to avoid fighting more enemies. Yeah, no, don't think about it too much. This gameplay mechanic stops being relevant pretty quickly. It doesn't happen much, and even when it does, the enemies are stupidly easy, so it doesn't even matter. Just hit them and avoid their attacks by slowly walking sideways. After killing these infected freaks, we go back to the item box and tell him about what happened. Darian just took the lives of some innocent men. He must feel horrible. Oh wait, actually, he doesn't mention any of this. He literally says nothing. Sure, of course. Why would he say anything to him? Why would he mention that people are turning into monsters? It's not like this guy brought me a letter from my dad, specifically mentioning an evil curse that corrupts people. Right?
Please.
We gain access to the main hall, and...
You're that ninja.
I've been waiting for you, Snake.
Who are you?
Neither enemy nor friend.
Thanks for reminding me of a far better game. The ninja shot an arrow with a note attached to it. It says that next time, he's not gonna miss. Mr. Ninja, why did you have this note ready? Did you know you're going to miss? Something I neglected to mention, because I already don't care about this game, is the fact that the yellow farts can poison you. There's an item that can cure the poison, but if Darian happens to die from it, this happens. Am I supposed to feel intimidated or horrified by this face? He's supposed to be possessed, but he looks like he's in the middle of an explosive diarrhea. Okay, I guess that is scary, but not for the right reasons. I find a rifle and encounter a ruffian. Oi, you got a license for that, do ya? Mate? Oh no, an enemy with a gun. Should we use the rifle we picked up? No, just run and hit them with the club. No, seriously.
Oi, you! Open up in there. Damn, I nearly had her. Quick, you idiots. Find over here, this quick. Door. Don't let him throw. Back this way.
So apparently there's some other people, besides the ninja, that also want to steal the artifact. And they're incredibly easy to fight. They're some of the most pathetic enemies I've ever seen in a game.
Help me! Please! There's a boat on the side of the stocks. But be careful. No! That was you!
Oops. We then encounter a mummy. The yellow farts bring it to life. Not only is that cool, but you know what? This is the most dangerous enemy in the game. I mean, they're still incredibly easy, but they can poison you by spitting this toxic crap. Regular enemies can also do that, but the mummies do way more damage, and they really like to spam this attack. You can use your guns to target different body parts. You need to wait a few seconds to have better aim, and I really like that idea. On paper. In actuality, you almost never need to do that, because you can just easily hit them with the club. It's one of those mechanics that the game introduces that you barely need to pay attention to. It's funny how it's 2 videos in a row now where I talk about a game that lets you target individual body parts. The enemies in Eternal Darkness are also easy, but there's actually a purpose to aim at different body parts. If you take out their arms, they can't hit you. If you take out their head, they can't drain your sanity, and they might accidentally hit other enemies. Here, in this game, it doesn't really matter, it's just kind of there. There's no reason to aim at anything other than the head or body. There's like 3 boss fights where this mechanic is actually useful.
Oh! Who's there? Don't come any closer. I ain't coming out. Oh no. I lost me glasses. They was chasing me. I can't see nothing without me glasses.
Oh wow. Now this is a scary face. Show me this face if you want to scare me.
I ain't coming out, I say. Fighting with fire, yeah.
The old man lost his glasses, so we go find them and bring them back. He tells us where to find our lady friend and slides a key under the door, which leads me to enemies that can shoot tentacles from their chests.
Oh, good heavens.
Are they more difficult to take down? Fuck no. The key he gave us helps us find the code to this safe, which contains another key. If at this point you're thinking, oh, this looks like a British Resident Evil. Fixed cameras, big spooky place, with lots of locked doors that you gradually open up. There's even door animations that are kind of similar to the ones from Dino Crisis. If you're thinking all of that, then no. Stop that. No. The game doesn't have the ingredients for a good survival horror meal, and I'll explain why. First of all, it's very linear. You don't get the freedom to choose where you want to go. You only have one path available to you at any given time. But even though the game is linear, it's really easy to get lost, because every place looks the goddamn same. There's no landmarks or specific backgrounds that help you distinguish between different locations, but the game will spawn enemies sometimes to show you that you are going in the right direction. So that's something at least. Oh, and forget about limited resources. I have no idea what the wiki is smoking. You can't say your game has ammo preservation like in Resident Evil when I find 250 bullets in the first hour of the game. Limited resources my ass.
I see.
Don't forget that you also have a melee weapon that never breaks and can take down enemies in just a few hits, so there's even less stress on your resources. Or just forget about all of that, because you pretty quickly get a flamethrower with infinite fuel. Kind of. There's these containers scattered throughout the whole game. You can use them as much as you want to replenish your fuel canisters. Remember how in the Resident Evil remake we had the same concept of refilling fuel canisters, only they eventually ran out because you eventually take all of the fuel out of it? But in this game, they never run out, so there's no sense of danger or resource management in this survival horror game, which means the enemies are never scary or threatening, which means there's no survival or horror. But okay, you know what? Maybe you're thinking, no, you're being too harsh. Not every game that looks like this has to be a survival horror game, even though it's clearly trying to be one. And then I'll say, okay, stop yelling at me, but even if you view it as just a linear action game and not a bad survival horror game, then it's just it's too easy, it's boring. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, by the way, and this is still one of the easiest games in existence. Even if there was a higher difficulty that raises the damage the enemies do, it won't fix all of the issues I've just mentioned. It will still be too easy, because you have very powerful tools with essentially infinite ammo. You know what else this game has? A possessed stuffed bear. One thing I appreciate about this game is how the yellow smoke can revive any dead creature, or even inanimate objects, but as cool as fighting a bear is, this is really bad. This isn't the bear from Condemned 2. It's one of the most pathetic boss fights ever. You can avoid its attacks just by slowly walking to the side. You know, like you can do with every enemy in the game. What makes it 10 times worse is that it has an insane amount of health, and it seems like you do more damage if you shoot it in the chest. So you have to wait 20 hours until he finally stands up, you shoot him once or twice, and then you wait again. It's so boring. I am literally holding my head right now. I'd rather look at my ceiling and imagine I'm playing a better game. Can you guess what happens after you finally kill it? Come on, guess. Do you move to the next area? Is the game over and you can move on with your life? No, you idiot. Another identical bear shows up and you have to do the exact same fight again. Being eaten by a bear doesn't seem so bad now that I think about it. We finally find Victoria, the woman we were looking for. Somehow, she was trapped here, inside of this wall, behind a secret door that was hidden behind this thing. How did she get there? Why are you still waiting for an explanation? There's no explanation. She's just here, okay?
Oh, Darian, it's been terrifying. You've no idea.
She tells me that my father left documents in a safe that can tell us how to defeat this curse. So I go there, but then this happens.
The devil?
We then switch to Victoria and find him unconscious. But then the game crashed, so I reloaded my save and the cutscene glitched out. He was just standing there, menacingly, instead of lying down like he's supposed to, like an actor who forgot the script.
Darian! Wake up! Darian! I know you can hear me. I must go and get help. Be strong, Darian.
He then wakes up, hallucinates that Victoria is a spooky mummy and beats her up. Then he falls unconscious again, like a shitty abusive husband. Then the item box shows up and explains that, ooh, the curse is taking over him. Ooh, he will become the minion of the yellow fart. We find some ingredients that can create a temporary cure and feed it to him. Don't ask me how that works.
Very good, Miss Sutton. We must let Mr. Dane rest now. The cure will take some time to be fully effective. I shall watch over him for now. And I think it best if we do not tell him what happened during his fever. It would upset him greatly to know that you almost came to great harm by his hand.
He says, while standing right next to him, within earshot,
I think it best if we do not tell him what happened during his fever.
Credit where credit is due. The game does the same thing as Code Veronica, but better. The game will switch between characters at random times, but unlike how it is in Code Veronica, you can access the other character's inventory at almost any time and exchange items, which means you'll never get soft-locked for not having enough weapons or ammo, like you can in Code Veronica. We see that ninja again, so we go after him. And after a long game of cat and mouse, we see him being held at gunpoint by these ruffians. They take the statue, but then the yellow fart appears and starts moving the skeleton of a dinosaur. Wow, guys, are we going to fight a dinosaur now? Will the game turn into Dino Crisis, meaning a far better game? No, the skeleton just falls down. Victoria is knocked out by the boss of these hooligans. You can tell he's the boss because his weapon is different and he has a spooky face. and for some reason the old man is there, making horrifying facial expressions. He goes back to tell us what happened to Victoria. So we go looking for her, but for some reason he follows us and just dies. What? Why is he even here? What was the point? I don't know what's going on anymore.
I lost my glasses. They was chasing me. I can't see nothing without my glasses.
At least we found a spooky artifact. The item box tells me that the Goon Squad wants the statue in exchange for Victoria. I have to meet them at the train station, or else she will be swimming with the fishes.
The trade-off will take place at the train station.
To get there, I need to go into a sewer, because who doesn't love a good old sewer level? Wait, what? There's an explosive barrel in a video game and I can't shoot it? That should be illegal. The fact that you can't shoot an explosive barrel, this alone should tell you that this game is bad. I get here and I can't pick up this pistol. You can only hold 4 weapons at a time, but you also cannot drop items, meaning you're stuck with what you have until you get back to your human item box. And who knows where he is at this point.
Please.
The same happened with the key that I needed, so I literally needed to run back in this stinky sewer, but actually no, I could only walk slowly, because I can't run here. I get back to the item box, put some of my shit in there, and walk slowly all the way back. You might think it's fine, that's what survival horror is all about, and maybe it's my fault for not paying attention to the inventory. Yeah, but only if your game properly introduces these mechanics from the start. In Resident Evil, for example, you learn very quickly that you can't just pick up anything you want, because your inventory is very limited, and because of the large amount of items that you find, the game forces you to recognize the limited inventory right from the start. Here though, I was playing for like 3 hours, under the impression that I had unlimited inventory, because I never ran out of space up until this point. The game doesn't prepare you for this type of situation, so it comes out of nowhere. And only after you waste your time running back and forth, only after you take the key that made you waste your time in the first place, because you didn't have enough space to pick it up, only after you take it does the item box show up right next to you. You couldn't do that earlier and save me from all of that walking? And what do you get from this whole ordeal? Yes, more sewers, but now they also spit on you. If everything I told you up until now wasn't enough, I then get to the train station and I realize this game has the worst fixed camera implementation I've ever seen. You can literally be outside of the camera's view, in a game where the camera is designed to follow you. I can't even see what I'm doing, but it's definitely something, gosh darn it. I thought that maybe it was my fault, like a lot of things in my life. Maybe it had something to do with me playing on a higher resolution. Maybe the game wasn't designed around it. Or maybe it's only an issue that happens on the PC version. Doors can be outside of your view. How? How does this happen? Okay, this specific door can't be opened and doesn't lead anywhere, but still, why? Also, why are these guys attacking me? Weren't we supposed to make some kind of exchange?
And demand that you return the Eye of Isis if you wish to see her again. The trade-off will take place at the train station.
And again, look at how easy this is. I'm taking out the whole mafia with a tiny bet. The facial expressions are so terrible in this game. The faces in Silent Hill 1 looked better than this. They get away on a train, but then the game becomes kind of exciting. We get a cool boss fight that is actually fun to fight. A giant statue reanimated by the yellow farts. we get to use a crossbow with explosive arrows. We actually need to target specific areas of his body, because his weak point keeps moving around. We can't just circle strafe, because he has attacks that can cover a wide area around him. Wow, we're actually using the gameplay mechanics in a smart way. Good job, game. Good job. That was me clapping. Stop having dirty thoughts. I don't really have a lot to say here. There's nothing to complain about. This is the best part of the game, by far. Which means it's all downhill from here. The item box shows up and tells me to follow him, and suddenly we're on a ship with the bad guys. We're just here somehow. The bad guys were miles ahead of us, on a train. How did we manage to catch up? How are we all suddenly on a ship? Fuck you, that's how. Stuff just happens in this game, and you don't need to question it.
Indeed, Darian, please be careful.
The weather changes in real time. Sometimes there's fog, sometimes there isn't. There are good things in this game, occasionally.
Stay away from the cargo hold. What's going on down there just ain't right.
Please be careful.
Oh look, it's the Penguin from Batman.
Well, Miss Sutton, your friends are obviously not as loyal as I'd supposed. No matter. I have made other arrangements to secure the statue.
He says, as I'm standing 2 feet away from them in clear view. This lovely gentleman is the main antagonist. He's your standard rich villain who wants an ancient artifact because he wants to sell it or something to get even more money. I still can't get over the fact of how dumb these enemies are. How can slow-moving zombies be way more dangerous to professionals with guns than people with shotguns at close range to a normal person with a small bat? We find Victoria.
Oh, Darian, I'm so happy to see you.
But then we're knocked out. Our weapons are stolen, and so is the statue.
But what is this?
And the farts followed us all the way here, and infected everyone.
But what is this?
The ship is a long and really boring section where you literally run back and forth between the exact same locations over and over again, doing fetch quests. You get an item, you talk with someone, you get another item, you go back and talk with the same person. This is like a parody of what backtracking should be in a horror game. So let's just skip all of it, shall we?
You're that ninja.
If you want a decent horror game on a ship, check out Cold Fear. I made a stinky video about it. That's way better than this. Or even the ship section from the 2005 Call of Cthulhu game. That's just one level and it's better than this entire game. Go play that game. In fact, just stop watching this video and go watch my video about Call of Cthulhu. According to some mostly shitty YouTubers, I'm supposed to keep you engaged with funny edits and make you not want to click off. But no, the Cthulhu video would be a much better use of your time. Unless you want to see me suffer. Well, if you're still here, let's continue. There's a part where Darian gets infected and sends the goon squad to attack us, since when he became the leader of these yellow chain smokers.
Where is it? The statue. Don't play dumb with me.
He starts hovering menacingly and then gets ragdolled for no reason. This is very scary, I promise. Then a giant bull shows up and you know what? This is a nice puzzle boss fight. You have to damage him enough until he falls down, and use a nearby hook to lift and impale him in the air, like you're playing a crane game at a sadistic arcade.
Hang around the arcades much?
We retrieve the statue, find the captain of the ship, and oh...
Look! What the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
This game is a little janky, if you couldn't tell. We find the captain, and he tells us to get off the ship while he takes care of the penguin from the Batman. So we do that. I guess the captain sacrificed himself and killed the villain off-screen for some reason.
Ah, we are very lucky.
After a while, we arrive somewhere in Egypt, which is the origin place of this artifact. Apparently, we need to return it to a specific spot, and only then the curse will be lifted. You know, it's the classic return the spooky artifact to its original spot, or else you will be cursed.
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
What's your offer?
As soon as we get here, Victoria decides to touch this wall and gets trapped. And then she says,
"There's no way through! You'll have to find another way! Go on! I can take care of myself!"
no way through, right? She's totally trapped. But after a while, the item box just opens the wall. How did he do that? Why didn't he do that earlier? Also, she lied about being trapped. There is a way out of here, literally right in front of her. Was she too lazy to check it out? You see how this game makes no sense? Stuff just happens. This whole section is mostly about solving really easy puzzles. I don't even know how I solved some of them. It was literally just trial and error. There are some new enemies though, these Egyptian statues. They're kind of like mini bosses. They look tough. They have a lot of HP. Is it going to be difficult to defeat them? Did you forget what game this is? Okay, they are tougher than all of the normal enemies combined. They do quite a lot of damage, have a long range, and can even block your shots. But that's not a problem, just don't get close and shoot while they're stuck in their attack animations. Or just stand in one place and don't even try to dodge, because they will miss most of their attacks anyway. These are supposed to be the elite guards of the artifact or whatever. Pathetic. At least they killed the mafia boss, which allowed me to pick up his rocket launcher. We do get another cool looking boss. It's Quelaag from Dark Souls 2. It's not exactly a fun fight, but at least there's some strategy. You need to wait until she lowers her stinger, so you can shoot it like 1,000,000 times, which is not a problem because we have like 500 bullets in this survival horror game that supposedly focuses on ammo preservation. We defeat the monster, and I'm praying that the game is over. But oh no! The monster gets up and shows Darian its tongue, so he screams and passes out. Why? Because it's ugly? You've seen worse. This isn't that bad by comparison. And have you looked in the mirror? You're not exactly George Clooney.
Darian!
But what is this?
We play as Victoria again. At this point, I started avoiding enemies completely. Not because, ooh, they're so dangerous and I want to conserve my ammo. No, they're piss easy. I just wanted to get this over with already. I didn't even care about taking damage. I wanted to finish this boring game as quickly as possible. We make soup out of paste and use it to heal Darian. She then slips and falls down like a poopy idiot and drops the statue. And then the ninja takes it. I have no idea how he's here, but he's probably the most interesting character in the game. Only because he doesn't say anything.
Oh no.
I then found a little amusement. If you stand here, she will keep saying Darian's name over and over again.
Darian! 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 Darian!
Jason! Jason! Jason!
We chase after the ninja. And oh no! Mr. Penguin got to him first. How did he get here? What about the ship? What about the captain that was supposed to stop him? He's about to shoot, but Darian shoots him back. But then, we finally uncover the identity of the ninja. It turns out, it wasn't a he at all. The ninja was a she all along. She's Victoria's lost sister. Apparently she was on the same mission as us. She also wanted to return the statue to its original place and stop the curse. And somehow the item box knew about it from the start.
What on earth?
So, my suspicions were correct.
You knew about this?
Why didn't he tell us about it? And why did she shoot us? Why not work together? Why touch the statue in the first place? That was literally the reason for everything that happened. Maybe I'm missing something, maybe I somehow skipped a cutscene or some notes. Who cares? Who cares? Not me, nope, because it's time to finally fight the final boss. Mr. Penguin turns into a slug monster because of the yellow Egyptian farts. Somehow he has a laser, so we gotta shoot it and then shoot him. A lot. It's an okay fight. Shoot his laser with the pistol to stun him, then switch to the rocket launcher and shoot him in the face. After doing that for about 3 minutes, he falls down, farts a lot, and dies. We put the artifact back in its place, and the day is saved. I expected my human item box to be the true antagonist. It's a popular trope, right? Someone who's been helping you along the way betrays you and turns out to be the actual villain. But no, he's just a really kind dude who really wants to help you. How about that?
But what is this?
So, should you play this game for yourself? Sure. If you have trouble falling asleep, then this is the perfect game for you. The story is boring, the characters are ugly and uninteresting, the combat isn't fun, exploration is a waste of time because most places are just empty or locked. I can at least appreciate the aesthetics and the locations. Survival horror games usually take place in spooky mansions, spooky towns, or underground labs, so it's nice to have something different. And hey, it's available on Steam and GOG, which is unfortunately not something we can say for a lot of old games, so that's at least good for gaming preservation. Even if a game is bad, it should still be available to the public. It only costs like $3, so buy it if you want to get drunk and laugh about it with your friends. Apparently there's quite a lot of people who do like this game, so either I'm crazy for not liking it, or all of them are smoking some really powerful stuff. Like, subscribe, do all of the YouTube stuff, check my other videos. I'm gonna go explore some rooftops on some tall buildings because of this game. Thanks for watching.
Can't see nothing without my glasses.